I started on this journey of trying to figure out, okay, are there like, give me some, like, I need some rational optimism. Like, give me something like, this has just left me feeling broken as a person. I don't know how to rationalize like my life anymore. And that's when I discovered, your work and the work of, peer organizations like Future Crunch and now called Fix the News, or, the Blue Sky podcast with Bill Burke, the Optimism Institute, or the Angry Optimist with Matthias Sundin, or the Progress Network in America, or Positive News Magazine, or Reasons to be Cheerful. Like, there is a huge and growing list, right, of just great people. Some of them would describe themselves as journalists, and I just kind of refer to it all as like progress journalism, right, where they round up all these substantively positive developments, in humanity and the environment, and they put it together in newsletters or podcasts and stuff. And you know, when I first discovered this stuff, Linda, my initial reaction was, "Oh wow, this is what a great newsletter from Fix the News." That I had no idea that poverty in India had declined so significantly, or that the right to choose what happens to a pregnancy had been expanded, massively, in a country like India where there's 500 million women living, right? Or that there had been remarkable advances in malaria vaccines, or that there were victories for human rights and less children were being forced into child marriages in different parts of the world, or that the rights to same-sex marriage are expanding worldwide. Like, all these different things that you would want to see, right? If you kind of had an attitude of like, I'm a living human person. I believe in this, broad concept of liberalism. I want freedom and opportunity to be available to as many people as possible, right? There's a lot of progress happening on that stuff, to say nothing of our relationship to the environment, right? And my first reaction was, whoa, what a nice break from the negativity of the media. This feels nice. And then a couple more weeks go by and they keep putting out the newsletter and I keep reading it. And I think to myself, okay, like, this must, like, when's the other shoe going to drop? This has got to be a joke. Like, there can't not be this much positive stuff happening. Again, big potatoes, not little potatoes, like big potato stuff. Like, there can't be this much good stuff happening, and that I've never heard about it. I'm not hearing about it. They're going to run out. They're going to run. I literally said this to my friends and to my wife. I was like, this is insane. They can't keep doing this newsletter, right? And then a couple months go by and they keep on doing it, Linda. And then I find out that they've been doing it for 10 years and that you've been doing your work for like 10 years, right? And that is when I kind of got broken in the other direction. Where like, I actually just felt angry in a positive way once I reached that state of like, they're not going to run out. They're not running out. There is so much happening that is amazing. And again, it's not about a denial of the problems we have, right? But the mantra that I just think is extraordinary, and that is used by the people who study this stuff at an academic level. The amazing website, Our World in Data. Some of the researchers there, their founder Max Roser, and Hannah Ritchie, who's a wonderful writer on environmentalism and data science. They say this. They say there are three tenets that are not incompatible. They all exist together, right? The world is an awful place. It's awful because even one child dies before the age of 5 for a preventable reason. With it, like, they don't have to do it, right? And the world in which even one kid doesn't make it to age 5 or 1, right, is unacceptable, right? It's a real human being who died. Sad. But the world is better than it used to be in a lot of ways we could measure, right? In the year 1800, the proportion of children who didn't survive to age 5 was remarkably higher than it was today. It was like, I don't know, 20 in 100 kids versus like 1 in 100 today or something like that, right? There's been an astounding decline in child mortality, and not a single person, unless you're really deranged, in my view, no one is pro child mortality. No one. Like, everyone is like who is like 4 kids dying, or like nobody, right? And like, this just, it's an unambiguously good thing that everyone can look at and be like, okay, this is great. So like, the world sucks, but it's better than ways we can measure. And most importantly, it can be better than it is now. It can be so much better. And they all exist at the same time. They don't cancel each other out. I think we focus a little too much on the suck, and, your work and my work. I want to focus more on, it's gotten better and it can be better than it is. And I think that doing that engenders, positivity, kindness, and the enthusiasm to solve complex problems. They're infectious qualities.